I'm Cagley. I live here locally in Kent. I am an encaustic artist.
I'm Kari Westphal. I'm a working artist and art educator. For Marianne and I, we both love the medium. We both are inspired by where we are and the world around us and kind of bringing nature into our work. But we do it in very different ways.
I've seen Kari's work before, and we tend to kind of like the same thing. So I was trying to create a series that was going to be different. In some of the pieces that are raised off of the board are built up. I've built them up with plaster, like a casting, and so that they have strength, and then put the wax over them. So that is definitely more of a mixed media.
I like to from start to finish, use encaustics solely in everything that I do. So all the painted layers are the melted wax, and I start with the primary colors and I mix every single color just because that's all part of what I really enjoy and really like to get lost in when I create. So for me, it's really important to kind of try to bring that sense of calm and peace that I get when I'm doing that to the artwork, in the hope that it'll provide that for somebody else.
Encaustic is made with beeswax and damar resin. The damar resin is from Malaysia. And it hardens and keeps the wax hard. So it doesn't melt as easily. So a lot of people are of the belief that, if I bought it, I put it on my wall, it would drip like a candle, and it won't.
It is really neat that it starts from that really natural place, and then you add the colors and you add the pigments to it that change it a little bit, but it's still just, I really like that it comes from that source, and so it kind of feels like it lends to telling the story about natural places and natural things because it's so obviously from it.
Usually I tend to do the landscapes and flowers and things like that, but this was a different series, and I sort of went with the flow of it because I have a brother that studied in oceanography, and so it was kind of fun to kind of dwell in a different area. So this is the first series I've done with just sea creatures.
The thing that I think is fascinating about working with encaustics is because of the nature of the medium, the way you have the hot wax and the hot resin and you need to melt them and work them. I think people naturally kind of find their own path with it because there isn't really just one way to use it. So I think that's something that is really kind of unique about that medium.
I found encaustic about 5 years ago, and I've been pretty much totally focused on encaustic, which is a pretty fabulous medium to work in. It flows and just heats up, and the paintbrush is my heat torch or electric heat gun. Mostly a torch now. I paint with fire.
I have a large table and a heated surface in which to mix all my colors on, and then I have larger vessels that hold the clear medium, and then I can vary the ratio between the beeswax and the resin depending on what I want to do, and have different tubs that represent those different ratios. And but aside from that, and there's fans going to exhaust, but aside from that, it's pretty much just a normal, for me, it's just a normal studio space. It's just, there's a heated side and venting, and then where I work and go back and forth. Most artists, I know for me anyways, I just want somebody to be able to take a moment from their day, because our days are so busy and we need those breaks from our day. And I feel like the Centennial Gallery really allows for that. You know, you're running, you're doing your errand, you're doing the thing that you need to get done, but there are things that make you stop and pause and notice what other things are going around you in the world and make you just stop and take a breath, which is so important, I think.
I've come here even before I was actually doing what I'm doing, and would stop and take a look at some of the amazing things people did and appreciate that the city did that. And here today I'm one of them.
I am so completely content when I have the opportunity to spend time painting and spend time painting the world around us. So just more of that, because it keeps me balanced, it keeps me happy. If a week goes by that I haven't had the opportunity to, everybody in my family tells me to go into the studio. So it's perfect, because then they help me get back where I need to be.
It's pretty amazing medium. I'm glad I stumbled across it, and I just still love it as much as I did when I started.
The exhibit is free and runs from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Centennial Center Gallery is located at 400 West Gow Street, next to Kent City Hall. Sponsored by Kent Arts Commission.